Hi, Interjection Craven. If you have a map that you think is specifically really good and that I should watch and really carefully watch, if it's a longer map even, then please let me know, message me in game, tell me the link to the YouTube video, or tell me which map specifically by which player, help me find it. I'll put it at the start of the video for the next month. Yeah, you can of course tell me these at any point. If there's a record you specifically want me, you're just proud of it, even if it's like a 10-second record and you're just proud of it, let me know so that I will actually be paying attention when it comes up. Enjoy the next couple of hours of me watching the videos. There's a lot of good records. Hello, welcome back. It's been a while, but we're back. April World Records for Xonotic, DeFraG. We have got quite a list of people. 35 people setting a record officially for 346 unique records. I haven't been able to calculate the maps because I'm not quite sure how to do that right now, but I'll work it out for next time. Whatever. At the top we got Riffo, Mui, almost there, and then a big jump down you got Forever Last, Shiro, Dead Fast, Nero. The usual guys. Unregistered player setting a record. Absolute legend. 522 still up there. And yet now their CPU is... Not CPU, the other one. Something's blown up in their computer. Anyway, let's go. QW Race 1 with Mui up first. First record we've got. These tracks are always like, when you watch them done by World Record, they're so clean, they're so beautiful, they're smooth. When you do them yourself, you realise that it wasn't made for our physics. Cool pucks. What? Oh, this map. Like, I've got so close to doing so many of these cuts. The difference between like making it and not making it on a lot of these, especially this section. Oh, it's so tight. Like, watch the speed counter just only gaining speed. If he goes around one of these corners a bit too tight and loses a bit of speed, probably won't make the next corner. Although bonking on that last little section is utterly heartbreaking. Ah yes, the domination of clasps on slick continues. Incredible work. Feels weird doing this because I genuinely haven't really... Oh shit, stop beeping at things. I haven't genuinely been in playing at all, or like even watching what people are doing, but coming back to this, because I am technically coming back to where I left off, I was still playing when all of these were happening. Oh, he is. He's got, like, you watch him doing slick, because I thought I did slick how he does slick, you know. I thought I was always gaining speed, and then I actually just watched one of my own slicks back. And, my god, I'm bad. It's one of those things where, to get better, you should really watch your own stuff back. Because I do the same with, like, cycling and stuff like that. I think I'm pulling off really cool jumps, and, like, I'm jumping, and I look stylish. I look good. I'm smiling, you know, all of that. Nah, I look like absolutely like out of my brain, and I look like I'm about to crash every jump. But not in a good way. Because there's some people who make that a good style of like crashing every single jump, in the same way that in this, there's some guys who look like they've got no idea, especially with rockets. Riffo is super clean with rockets. But there's definitely some guys that just look like they're absolutely like no idea what they're doing, bombing rockets around. J-Hike kind of does a little bit when he's doing rockets. Admittedly, I haven't seen too much in Xonotic rockets from him, but definitely when I was watching him grind a rocket map in Quake 3 on his stream, he looked like he was just chucking rockets around, but he knew what he was doing. He was getting the speed. It wasn't like he knew the map and he knew where to place them, and it was always the same place. But it really did just look like he was panicking every time. Ooh, nice. Filthy cutters. That's nice. That double jump up there. That was clean. Clean, clean, clean. So this will be when this will be from when the rockets were just changed. So we should see quite a lot of rocket records. I was kind of hoping that records slowed down after all of the changes have been made, but no, apparently not. Apparently not. I've got to catch up before XDWC, because there is absolutely no way that I'm going to be able to catch up during XDWC. That'd be brutal. Brutal. An influx of pros again. Damn it. Where do they keep coming from? This is where these are all just like one guy alt-nicking constantly, creating a new key and logging on. It's just like they're killing Dizzy now. Damn. I knew people started breaking Max records. Thing is though, like Dizzy will probably just come back and still win XDWC. Because let's face it, you can take a record on a map, but you don't know how long someone's ground out that map for, right? Most of these records in Xonotic, they're not pushed. You know, there's very few people, because of the way our servers work, especially Relax Running, very few people pushing the records, right? And really, like, I mean, people are grinding them, people are getting as good as they can. There's very few people like absolutely maxed. You know, whereas City Rocket, Quake 3, you could call that almost maxed. You won't, if a new City Rocket record comes out, you look in Quake 3. Whereas in Zon, you're like, oh, cool. Especially when obviously now we've changed the rocket balance. But I don't think there's any maps where I'd go, damn. You know? Because the only maps where I think that they're really well optimized is anything that this man has gone and tried to optimize on hardcore parkour. Like the climbs and the Venos and stuff like that. Climb maps. But the guys... But at the same time, it's like you're maxing against yourself. And you'll never push a record to its extreme on your own. I don't think anyone... You know, there's a lot of good players who push records really far and keep pushing their own records. But then you always find there'll be a limit in their head where they're like, I'm happy with that. And then someone else will come along and just nick, you know, they'll either beat them or they'll push that limit or they'll set a new fastest split. You know, it happens all the time in Mario Kart. It's like someone gets a new best lap. You know, new best known splits come out and the old guys that have been playing before, they'll come back and they'll go, ah, shit. Okay, so my run wasn't perfect. There was one in Mario Kart 8 where one guy, Alberto, had the record for such a long time, and he'd pushed it himself, and he had all the best known splits, and he was about 4 frames or something off of the best known splits. Someone else came in, took all his best known splits, didn't break the record, but took all his best known splits, and everyone was like, shit. I do think there's definitely a lot of grinding going on, and it is pretty good. Yeah, we'll see what happens at World Cup, because the thing is, like, we had a good amount of people invested last year that came in during XDWC, and those people, like Riffo, who came in I think either during or just after XDWC, like Shirasaki, who came in and top 5'd XDWC but missed the first round, stuff like that. Those guys have had a while to adjust from their original games and learn Xonotic, even if, you know, they obviously can still play the other games, but, and they might even still main them, but, you know, they're better suited to be able to actually do it, because you wouldn't expect someone to just come in and do it straight out. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, as well, we've got XDWC and we've got Quake 3 DeFraG World Cup. Same time. I don't think Riffo will ever win a World Cup. He hates strafe. He won't grind a strafe map, I don't think. I think the only way he would win a World Cup or a World Championship, he would... I tend to go with World Cup, because, not because of Xonotic, but because it's round based, and in cycling the World Championships are one event and the World Cup is a multi-event thing. But anyway, yeah, it would have to be like the first 4 rounds are all weapons or something, and he likes them and grinds them and is in a good place, and then round 5 it's like, fuck it, for the win, put up with it. But I don't think he's gonna smash it for that. But yeah, the thing is, I think it's going to be fine having the old weapons, because the problem with the old weapons has always been that we're using a different setup compared to what the maps were made for. The maps were all made for Quake 3, and we're using completely different weapons from Quake 3 that give you completely different boost values and make the game completely different. And these new weapons make it really good, and they make full rocket really good, but it's Ash. It ain't going to be full rocket. You're going to actually have to do weapon ammo stuff. But because we just give ourselves a rocket and give ourselves infinite ammo and do full rockets, new rockets are a major thing. Here's the 5e run. Ooh, nice avoiding that pit there. Not quite getting burned. It'll be interesting to see, though, who's out, who actually goes for it, and especially, like, we still don't know when quite either... Still watching? Yes, of course I am. Yeah, we still don't quite know when... when the event's going to be, unless I missed that announcement entirely. But you'd have thought they might at everyone in Discord. But it depends how it lines up as well with the Quake 3 one, which we do know when it is, which means there was some deliberation about it being put back or put forwards. Yeah, it'd be... I don't mind too much having them both, though. But it depends what you want. Depends if you want to try and get other players in. And at the same time, it's still going to be difficult, because, like, if I was a Quake 3 grinder, would I want to randomly jump to another game and potentially get bad muscle memory for the first? Or after playing XDWC, I didn't want to go and play the couple, like 2 years ago, I played XDWC and then we had 2 rounds left of DeFraG World Cup. I didn't want to play those 2 rounds. I just completely gave up. They were like slightly difficult and I just gave up because why would I? Like, I was just not burned out, but I was worn out with grinding. I just wanted to go back to relax running at that point and just chill out for a bit. And I think, yeah, I wouldn't. It's the same thing as, like, all I can do is put things into cycling terms, but I wouldn't want to practice, like, going into a mountain bike season and everyone's like, oh, ride your road bike. No, ride your mountain bike. CrossFit's great, but you're going to need to actually practice the thing you're doing. I do think that trying other games and playing other games does make you better at the original game. It's a thing where you lose some skill, you lose some practice, you get a bit rusty, but you gain skill ceiling, you gain the ability to get better when you go and do other things and play other things. Which again, I know from cycling, when I started BMXing, my road riding has got better since I started BMXing. Like, which is ridiculous. That's the one I didn't think would get better. I was like, okay, my city street handling might get a bit better. And my mountain biking should do. But I did not think road riding would. But that's like playing weapons and your slick gets better. Because you've just learned... You've learned a different way to control your character at high speeds. Because that section in slick and in weapons is the same. You're coming in at about 2,500, 3,000 ups. And you're flying through the air. It's just whether you come down and go whoop, or come down and start blasting. This map is slowly but surely getting to a point where you can see that people... Like, it's smooth. Because the first few records we saw on this were not smooth at all. It's still not quite, like, it's still a bit dunk dunk to get up. But I think it's getting there to a point where you're going to lose you're going to get people losing very little speed on getting up. I don't think you can one bounce, because otherwise someone would have. Because it would be a lot faster, I'd assume. This map's quite cool for, like, carefully taking the correct down ramps and then trying to catch the edge of that back down ramp and then diagonally to make... Going up ramps diagonally to make them less up. I like it. This map confuses me. It really, really does confuse me. I just got lost when I tried to play it. Because there's a couple of bits where you can get yourself just twisted and turned around. Oh yeah, it's absolutely mad. See, this is one of those maps where it's a bit of a problem, because you see over the side, guy's got all of the weapons. I'm fairly sure the original version of this map, you don't have all of the weapons, and there's better weapons to use at various points. Like in Quake 3, you're not gonna... You probably want to plasma ground boost through there in This? No. You just rocket blast really hard. So it's yeah. It's also one of those runs that eventually, if it ever does get optimized, it's one of those things that I really think is incredible when these sort of things get optimized. Because this is clean, but it's just clean, you know? I mean, it's not... When was it we saw a record of this? There was a record of this where that happened, like, a lot. More than that. No, noticeably, I remember it. Okay. Now it's happening a lot, but you're 3 minutes 40 seconds into a run. Like, that's pretty brutal. You know, I'm making mistakes at the end of a 20-second run. Ooh, pew, 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 pew. Please stay. Thank you. Oh, shit, the bed. 20 minutes, 33 seconds, 57 milliseconds. Right. And that is 1 lap of CPM jump. The 50 times speed is skipping because it is literally CPM jump times 100. There's 2 checkpoints per lap. There you go. You saw 3 laps. That's all you need. You need 1 starting lap and then you need the rest of it. This one we'll watch all the way through because this will be a good run. This is one of those ones where, like I said, we're seeing the optimization come through. Like, this was really brutal and like janky when it was first set, but now it's super smooth. But you know, yeah, Jessica can probably see and taste the sub 2 minutes and probably goes for it, you know. But you know that if there was 2 people smashing for this at the same time, trying to hit that sub 2 minutes, it would be so much different. It would be... Like, yeah, it just get pushed faster. I love this section. It's mashing through. The best part is, shooting like that is actually how some Minecraft parkourers do doors. Because while a door's opening and closing, it's non-solid in Minecraft, which is why you can do that thing like where you close the door on top of you and then get stuck in the door and jump up on the door. So while the door's opening and closing, so they just spam right click with mad right click scripts, or do the stammer clicking thing. So it's like pretty accurate to original Minecraft, even though these maps were made for Quake 3 first before I think someone has ported them for Minecraft though. So dark. Pretty nice though. Pretty nice. Oh, here we go. Here's a mad janky one. The Kota races. They're so weird, but they're so uniquely good. And weapons, but not full weapons. You know, weapons for just a section. And you could even take that section, and if you gave someone only, you know, 2 more rockets, I guess, than they absolutely needed, you could take that section and chuck it and say, like, there's stuff after it. And have a strafing section. And then give people the mortar. Or the Hagar. When LG in Xonotic. This map is maddening, by the way. You'll notice that J-Height's jumping up those ramps. That's because you can get slick bugged. Super easy, this map. It is pure slick bug. Like, most runs will die to a slick bug. Here is one of the worst places, because you cannon down this and you almost always get a slick bug there. The fastest thing to do is pin against the wall, but you're guaranteed a slick bug. Then you come to this uphill ramp and all of this, where a little slick bug's just going to absolutely hammer you. And here, because, yeah. But that's where we just jump up this bit, and you can see he's just slowly losing speed every jump. Then once you go below about 2000, you can slick again for a little bit. But even just like doing nothing, and you can slick bug. They are, and the worst part is, it's not even like they're predictable. It's not even something like it's between the seams of, you know, it'll most often happen between these seams or anything. And you can kind of go, okay, so count it 1, 2, 3 of the dark blue patches. And on the 4th one, I need to jump because that one's got the you know. It's nothing like that. Like, there's a slick bug. That's the worst part about them. Because there's bits where, you know, it's like landing bugs in Trackmania. You know, you know which bits to avoid to not get a landing bug. You're most likely going to get a landing bug if you go and smash it at the side of the track where it's all bumpy, but you'd probably be alright on the flat. Although apparently I can't escape landing bugs no matter what game I play. I can't escape landing bugs. I've been playing a mobile mountain biking game and I managed to get a landing bug. Or sort of. The opposite of a landing bug. I went up a ramp, so I went downhill, and then I went to do an uphill, and it was like, you crashed. Like, what? Apparently I like let go of... All you can do is basically you hold down to speed tuck, and you tap to pedal. They're your options. And do nothing to just stand up and do nothing. Which is effectively only good for not losing speed when going uphill. There sure are some maps. Back on this map. I like it when we go back after a little while. Because sometimes you'll see, like, oh, we're on a map. And then we're on a map pretty close after, and you can tell that it's kind of traded places. Of course, often we miss the trading of places inside of runs, because these records are only if they've lasted for over a day. And there'll only be a record at all if it finishes the map with whoever's at the front. So you can set the record 10 times, but if you've not got it at the end. Riffo took HP crown. Wow. Okay. To be fair though, has the thing about getting points for completions been implemented yet? Where you just get points no matter what? Because that was one of the key things, was like, Jaska's got a load of finishes on maps no one else has finished. And has 0 points because of it. Because of the points taking whatever. Yeah. I'm going to say, if Jaska gets if you default it so that first place is 1,000 points no matter what. Rather than first place is only 1,000 points once second place exists. Jaska's got a lot of places where no one else has touched the map. No one else has been able to finish it. Which he absolutely has a point in, like, well, I've finished all these maps that you can't finish. I think maybe full 1,000 points. The thing is, it obviously, sometimes it depends on the map, because sometimes it's like, if someone just went and ground out all the maps no one had actually played. Because Moros puts maps up, and then no one plays them. Which I do think, like, you should have to finish your own map. Like, if you get a map put up, you got to finish it. With certain exceptions, of course. Of, like, clearly a high-level challenge map. Hang Time 4 comes out, getting put on there, if it's finishable. If we think it's finishable. Loads of people have finished Climb World. I'm going to finish Climb World this year. That's a goal of mine now. Either as warm-up for XCWC or as cooldown after XCWC if I still want to grind after, but I will finish Climb World. Because I know I'm not good enough to just turn up and finish it. There are a few people who haven't finished Climb World, and I feel it's because they know they can finish it. Like, they're definitely good enough to just go on. It'll take a couple of hours and they'll finish it. So it's like just doing it and finding the time to just do it. I know I can do it, but it's definitely not going to be like... it's not going to be first time, you know? It's going to be like, I'm going to have to just go sit on it. Maybe play a couple of the practice levels. I got 5 minutes into Climb World and about 3 or 4 checkpoints, then accidentally pressed my kill bind. Which was ridiculous because I unbound my main kill bind. My main kill bind is on space, and then I've got a backup one on delete. And I put unbound space, left delete on there. Because I forgot about it. And then I fucking autopilot and hit delete. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Right click jump. Right click jump. Mouse button 5 for like a side mouse button for secondary fires. Which are rare in Xonotic at least. Well, rare in DeFraG rather. Oh yeah, I have two completely different setups for Pew Pew and for DeFraG. I've got a different FOV, load of graphics settings changed, and a completely different HUD and all of that sort of stuff. And so I've got an exec file that runs all the commands to change between the two. And one of the things it does is unbinds my space killbind. I still want the delete one just in case I get stuck somewhere or something. I've got one that I could use. But yeah, I've got the old one. Also in Duel, if someone gets killed by something bullshit, you can just take the kill back off of yourself. It's nice to have a kill bind. But yeah, I've got that exec file. So I just go into, like, if I'm going to play Pew Pew, I'll just exec playing.config, and then I've got defrag.config and recording.config. Recording is just like really nice graphics settings. Nice graphics settings and not 130 FOV. Because apparently some people find it weird to watch videos in 130, as I got told after I did a load of streams and recordings with my normal setup back in the day. It's like, why do you play 130? Because it looked the closest to the 120 of CPM. It was always a weird thing because I played Unreal Tournament, set it to 110 because that's what Minecraft's 110 was. Minecraft's Quake Pro was 110. So I set it to 110. Then I went and played CPM, set that to 110, went back to UT4, and it felt too narrow, so I set it to 120. Then I went back to CPM, and somehow that felt too narrow, so I think it's probably ended up with like the actual conversions like 115 or something, somewhere in there. But I ended up with absolutely bonkers. Beauty. Absolute beauty. Yeah, we can do a 2x speed hang time. Sure. This run is just absolutely mad. But like, one of my favourite parts about it is that it's actually not even the fastest, I don't think, because it got reset for some physics changes and stuff. And I'm fairly sure that it hasn't yet got back to its original. The ultimate is, of course, the no fails. No fails hang time, or any no fails. What's it run? Challenge type map run with no fails. They're always mad. I mean, realistically, they're nigh on impossible because, like, mountain bike trials and motorbike trials, I think, probably be about the same. Those, like, they're technically timed, but at the same time, most events are won and lost based on number of faults. A fault being like putting a foot down, ending up somewhere. Like, I haven't actually watched the trials, but this year's World Champs, but last year's World Champs, I don't think anyone in the top 10, maybe, I want to say, failed a timed gate at any point. Like, they all finished the gates within time, which means you finish every gate, which means it comes down to faults, and then it comes down to time. This is my favourite section, I think. Like that, I like this bit because it's a nice finish. It's like it's not easy, you know. It's probably wouldn't make it to relaxed running, but it's pretty easy compared to the rest of it. It's a nice little chill finisher that's just annoying enough if you fuck it up. Oh, it's definitely faster there because I remember talking about the speed he was going through that section at before. It was like 2.5, and that one was 2.7. Has he just gone through all of the cool speeds? We've done cool speed 3, we do cool speed 4. Is next up cool speed 5? No, it's Mind Strafe. Oh, Mind Strafe for the rocket launcher. Oh, yeah, beauty. This is the point where I just kind of get a bit at a loss. It's... You know, what is there to be said that hasn't already been said? Rockets especially. I need to get better at rockets just so that I can comment on them better. Because I feel like there's certain sections on strafe maps I can comment on them. Pretty good. But on rocket maps it's like, unless I know, it ain't really there. Like here, I've played this map. I know the vague route. I know what's going on. I know what you want. I know what you don't want. Rockets, nah, ain't got a clue. You know? I know that what just happened there, the super smooth slide, would have been a butthole clenching moment, because when you do that, you don't always get the height that you need to get up those sort of ramps. And we're like, oh, did I get... It's always, did I get the jump before I hit the ramp, which is you're good, or did you hit the ramp? That means you're not good. Can be difficult to know until you land. Unless you were like staring at your speedo, in which case you probably noticed and reset. But we're watching the world records, we don't see the fails. Don't get to see the hours of grinding that go into a lot of these maps. Hey, nature. Oh, I like that section. That was cool. I really like the sound for bounce pads in Xonotic. Don't know what it is. That sound, it's just... Yeah. Just sounds right to me for some reason. God, I didn't know where... Like, this map confuses me because the walls are the same colour as what you're about to hit into. YouTube compression ain't helping, and I'm about to give you a double dosing of YouTube compression. For what most people are watching. Yeah. What did we just have? What speed did you just do it in? A 926 quad. Really? Okay. So the quad is 0.02 seconds faster than the non-quad version of that run. Interesting. Quad definitely not as powerful in this game. It must be on there though, because otherwise it wouldn't be two different maps. Like, Moros wouldn't bother making a quad map that didn't actually have a quad on it. I think. Either that or it was an accident and then everybody hated the idea of resetting leaderboards to change it. RIP 5e record. think we're going to end up with like all of Murray's records, because I haven't actually seen any Murray records yet. And I don't know if all of the Murray records never reached being stale enough to get videos, but yeah, I'm pretty sure most records got videos, because I've got at least 300 videos in my thing, and we've got 326, I think it was, total records. So I think, oh god, I knew as soon as I saw these bricks, I knew it was going to be a Malice record. Malice is the only guy, pretty much, caring about the OSAS Challenge 2. This strange, weird map where you just have to remember at which point the blocks turn and you can no longer get grip, and to flick over to the other side and to somehow keep speed, and then at which point you want to in a second just leap off, and there we go. Leap off to get to the finish, because you won't go over the top. Good runs. Here we go with Mui. Bullspace, no PJ. I feel like that's the same as the normal one then. No pajamas. I think we'll finish this first session after this hang time. For those of you on YouTube, it won't matter. Is that crosshair stretched? I just noticed because it's like low res. Because my YouTube is just happy to run at 480p, which I'm perfectly happy with because 90% of my YouTube is background stuff. And the internet is not incredible. Ooh. I like how Hang Time 1 looks. I think Hang Time 1 is my favourite of all of the... looks of Hang Time maps. I really like the industrial spaceness of it. I like the markers, like those blue markers. I like how they look. is cool. I think it's also the most, I don't know, I can't really think, Hang Time 2 I can't really think of too well right now, but Hang Time 3 we've just watched and I can think of that pretty well. But Hang Time 1, it's the most cohesive. Hang Time 2, like each section is very different stylistically, whereas Hang Time 1, it's great. But like, yeah, it's different but consistent kind of thing. I kind of lost my train of thought. Might try and complete Hang Time at some point as well. Climb World's kind of the one that we've all gone. I think Climb World's the one we've all kind of gone, oh yeah, Climb World. That's the hard one that you want to be able to beat. Because it's challenging but definitely possible for pretty much anyone. You know, anyone who'd consider taking on a challenge run in a game, probably good enough to be able to beat Climb World. Whereas Hang Time, I don't know if you actually would be able to. But yeah, we'll slide gently into the next one, where I might be a little bit different, if that makes any sense. Time for a bit more movie. I vaguely recognise this track, but at the same time completely don't. Yeah. That's such a tricky map. It's like super technical to get your spacing correct to like make each corner. Ugh. That's got an engineered pre-run. Like straight up, there is a corner you can just walk out. I hate it. The problem for me with pre-runs is once you've done one, that's it. You've got to do it every time. Otherwise, you're just going to be so much slower. And then it's boring and crap. It was the same thing, I can't remember which map it was. I think, oh yeah, week 1. XDWC last year, Murio's map. It wasn't a pre-run, but effectively it's at a point, I got to a point where I had to get at least like 580 start speed. If I didn't get 580 start speed, then my spacing would be off. I do like this run. I like it because it's a completely different run to how you do it in Quake 3, because skimming doesn't exist, but yet it kind of still works. But yeah, Okay, we got some hang time too. Ooh. I think we're gonna run this at double speed. Oh no, that's quality. Playback speed, double speed. Full screen as well. Let's get full screened. This is like, I don't know what to say about these runs from Jaska, honestly. In hang time. Like, really don't know what to say because I got no idea how the fuck you do any of this. But yeah, I probably could do that, but not after I did the rest of it. Couldn't do that. Yep, no chance. Nope. Maybe that one. Not that one. You know, yeah. Just cracked. Shit is correct. It honestly looks less cracked in double speed. Like, I don't know why. I think it's because some of the precision's lost. Like, you don't see when he jumps out of a slick, say, or something like that. You don't see the specific point of the jump. You just see fling off and there's a big... For everyone who's played these sort of... any sort of trial map in DeFraG, you'll know the difference between a good flick and jump at the right time, or like fucking it up and jumping at the wrong time. Even if you can sometimes get bang on the right speed, but you don't even need to hit that. Yeah, I'm doing longer runs at 2x speed, but especially long runs where I know that there's more than just this. There's 3 hours in the first playlist, there's an hour and a half in the second playlist. And that's April. Then I gotta do May, June, July. By the time I get through those, probably August be over by then. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we've only just seen at the end of the stream of last, but like 3 videos ago. For anyone who's going to be watching the like compiled YouTube one of this, we've only just seen Hang Time 1 in its entirety in full speed, and I'm almost certain a Hang Time 2 that we've watched at full speed. I've told Jaska to tell me if he gets like a banging time that I should actually really watch for any hardcore parkour maps. Like HP maps specifically, and anything special. Like, if anyone sets a very good record, let me know, because I will just like, I'll put it specifically at the start of the video. I won't worry about the fact we're probably going to see it twice, but I'll like, boom, here's the good ones. But no one's ever told me that anyone's done anything good, so, you know. If I see Dizzy's name, I'll probably be like, yo, give this a quick peek. But yeah, this time, so the records had only just been reset on Hang Time. So it's a little bit just grinding back up the record to where it once was before it got reset because of bounce pad physics changes. Which I know Jessica was a bit annoyed about because in theory it's just faster, the bounce pad physics changes, but it kind of has to be done the crap way of resetting. Clasps out to bomb it. God damn. Every new record I've seen on this map has been an extra 500 ups through that last corner where you go really high, bang your head off the roof. It's been an extra 500 ups each time. Like we're seeing basically 2,500, then we saw 3,000, now we've nearly seen 3,500 through there. Like just mad. Wonder if Quake Live will ever have another World Cup. Or maybe they do and I've just completely missed it. But I feel like there can't be that many people really going for Quake Live specifically. From what... I know there's a few people that are, but it seems like it's kind of the same thing as CSGO. Like, if you're playing CSGO Surf, you're doing it because you're playing CSGO. If you're doing CSS Surf, then you're actually Surf. You know, CSS Surf's the main Surf. Obviously, they're big different. Sometimes. What was the last time on this? I feel like the last time I saw this it was like 4 minutes. So this could be good. Looks pretty good so far, but I feel like you'd reset if you didn't get through. Like this would be the first point where I'd consider continuing. Everywhere else it's just like, yeah, just reset. That was really clean. Imagine if I only covered hardcore parkour records. Just gave up on covering relaxed running. I'm not going to, because there's a lot of really competitive maps on RR. The difference isn't, for anyone who is for some reason over an hour into this video and doesn't know the difference between HP and relaxed running in terms of maps. HP is maps like this, longer maps, difficult maps, but it's also just kind of maps that you can't chill out and complete. Whereas relaxed running, all the maps are pretty much noob friendly. Like, within 5 minutes of someone kind of teaching you how to play the game, you should be able to complete a relaxed running map. Or just it be completely walkable. Like, it doesn't have to be completely walkable, but it should be... Like, the time limit's default is 20 minutes. So we hope that someone who's willing to learn would be able to figure out how to do it with about 5 minutes of help. Yeah, there's a lot of rocket records. Also, hear me. Oof. Rocket records are good though. It's good that we're getting the rocket records through with the new patch and everything. Like, they got to catch up sometime. Although, to be honest, with those ones that got wiped, it's less to see the record improve, but more seeing the leaderboard fill out behind. Because that's when you start to get proper points being able to be dished out. It's like less than 5 people, and points dishing out isn't the greatest. Oh, that was such a good rocket off of that post. Barely losing any speed at all, just managing to convert all the speed to a different direction somehow. Nice. I don't understand rockets properly. At least not rocket spamming. Like that, like pure rocks. So clean. So crisp. Oh, this map. I think I remember seeing this map at the end of the last month's stuff. It's like a weird mix of almost a freestyle map, but with a route. Like a goal at the top. I'd like to see some records on, I know they exist, but I don't know what maps they are specifically. Maps that are just like freestyle maps with a start and an end. And it's like, go. I know that generally they're less entertaining, but... or at least they're less entertaining until you get enough people grinding them. Once you get enough people working on them, then it's then it gets good. You just need that good base of people. Now this is a difficult map. Getting all of these bang on, as you saw. Just slipping through the gap that was failed on in the little preview thing we saw. Tiny wall bonks, like calculated wall bonks to lose a little bit of speed in certain places. And then just 0.01. This was the first map that I played with the new rocket balance. And I still didn't understand it. Nice pinging around from nature there. Nature's clean with rockets. I like how nature plays rockets. Oh, that was nice. Oh, and not even using a rocket to get up there. That was... It must actually slow you down using that rocket to go up, compared to managing to get that perfect spacing, because otherwise you'd have thought, like, there's no way that he ran out of, or was in a position where the timing of rocket reloads was going to be an issue. Oh, wow. Now that was clean up. Still no one's managed to get through there, and everybody fucks up the end trying to get a rocket to, like, keep the speed of the fall and convert it and all of that shit. Still haven't seen a clean end at the end. Fast. Oh, we're back on this map with the big pre-run. Oh, that was a little... Oh, okay, that was a lot cleaner than the running down the wall, going down the wall, you know, everything in separate sections, just and diagonal and back up straight away. Very nice. There's got to be a ton of routes to that map. Oh, that's nice. Plus 0.2 though. How do you make that difference? Must have bonked that wall or something, had an absolutely nutty run. And then just didn't quite make the end. Oh, look at that. Super nice. Super nice. I like pillar spikes like that always. They're so difficult for me. I always get like my hands cramp up as I'm doing them out of fear for messing it up mostly. Was this a rocket map where you get the rockets and then they get taken away from you? Wow, a rarity in Xonotic. You must... Okay, yeah, you do absolutely need it. I was going to say, you must absolutely need that Hagar to do something else after, otherwise you'd just jump up to the top platform. But yeah, you're not going to get up that second one. Oh, that's a clean shortcut. I assume it's a cut. I assume that you're kind of meant to go all the way around and back over, but you can just get up enough height. Nicely done. Ducking under. Keeping it clean, keeping it lean. Oh, come on. This is one of those runs where you're like, again, like I was saying earlier, if you ever get to a point where this can be clean, you're going to need more than one person pushing these sort of maps. You know, at the minute we've only really got Jaska pushing these maps. Riffo goes for kind of regular maps, just ones that can't be put onto relaxed running. But nothing majorly trialsy. Jaska goes for the pure, like, difficult maps and still makes it look easy. Like, the bits he was fucking up were the bits where it is difficult to do just because it's generic spacing. Like, if it was a 20-second to a minute map, you'd absolutely get that bang on. You know, you'd find the spacing that you needed to be able to hit that bang on. But when it's this sort of thing, you're like, yeah, nah. I'll get the spacing for the things that absolutely require it, because if you don't get the spacing in here, you fall down. If you don't get the spacing in the one he was doing earlier, meh. Ooh, that was nice. Avoiding that double jump. Eight, 8. Yeah. That sure was a simple map. Got a few of them. Oh, this one. Yeah. That first start is so difficult to do. I'd say most runs probably just die because you forget to click or don't quite click in time or click too late or click too early. Second ever DeFraG World Cup map from Quake 3. The 01 being at this time the first DeFraG World Cup. Oh yeah, I'm very tired. But I need to get through the backlog and just please ignore the yawns. That is a hell of a... Wow. Okay. That's a hell of a line. I tend to take the outside. That's the one that seems to line up with my spacing quite well. If I yawn at your run, it probably means I'm not paying attention and I'm talking about something completely different to the run that's on screen. The most annoying thing with doing these is when you get 2 runs in a row that are really entertaining. Because there's something to talk about off the back of a run like this. You know, you can talk about the weapons, you can talk about how well the weapons were used and the way the map was designed. And then it's like, yeah, cool. We get a map like this, where it's just, you know, a really high skill level, but bang, 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 done. Don't have to worry about it. But then you get a map like this where we have to talk about it a little bit because there's been some back and forth on this map. And that's a different route using that rocket. We saw Shearer on a different map, I believe. Or it might have been this map. They all blend into one. Okay. Slower through there though, because we saw 3,500, but then you come down and you seem to gain more speed at the end. I guess coming higher potentially, somehow coming higher, because everyone just hits the roof, so it can't be hit any higher. Very just a really well timed rocket. That was a really nicely placed foot rocket. That tiny little bit of slowdown and redirection off of the floor. Hey look, it's a 5e. Wild 5e in the front. Ooh, clean. I like this map. I still haven't been able to put together a proper run since the track got reset for the bounce pad changes. Haven't been able to put together a proper run yet. Always kind of get like hung up on there, meaning I've got to do that and go around instead of cut straight across, which I assume will happen at some point. Someone's got to have done it. But it was clean everywhere else, so potentially. Or maybe the spacing just doesn't work out. I feel like it should for me. And I know I've done it before and had a good run with it. Oh, this one. God. This map, I am fairly sure I would never, ever in a million years be able to complete in Quake 3. No matter what I did, except for using auto-clicker. I just do not think I'd be able to put together 2 minutes of like just right clicking. The side to side isn't really the problem. I was watching the run and I'm just trying to comprehend it, trying to think of something to say. But it was just clean, that last run. And I couldn't really see it anyway because the bloody YouTube compression. And then I go and double YouTube compression plus compression on me. Yeah, it's not easy to do those. I did try to do one, but apparently you actually do have to keep your speed. You can't just stop and circle jump the entire way. Yeah, some maps are dark. I mean, when I'm playing, I swap constantly between ambient and brightness settings and stuff like that are underscore ambience. Just go up and down and up and down, you know, every time we change map pretty much. But obviously the bot can't do that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all do. Like, there's enough times where you join a map and someone will be like, use this ambient brightness setting. Like, ah, cheers, mate. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's how I worked out what that the setting was. Because everyone started complaining about a map being super dark and someone went R_ambient 20. It's either 20 or -4. They're the two options. Despite 10 being default. I'll just be like, 20, it's dark. Give me a boost. -4, it light. Take it away. But there's also just like, what the hell? This map with all the gravel, just absolutely brutalizing it. It's like the weird thing with Warsaw being an incredibly good game for compression settings, coming out dead at the right time, just at the start of, you know, YouTube and that sort of stuff, where your stuff is going to get compressed, rather than people being able to go, here's the compressed, you know, if you made a movie before that, you'd go, here's the compressed version when you uploaded it to ESR. Here's the compressed version. It's going to take you still 2 hours to download, unless you're on uni Wi-Fi, in which case, yeah. Something's going on. Sounds quite entertaining. Oh, that was a nice W turn. Just like sliding around. Clean W turns are something I still haven't mastered in this game. Or like not even mastered, because I don't think I've mastered anything, but got the hang of at all. I can do them on very situationally, like maps, but 99% of the time, if I don't know that a W turn, it would take me like a lot of grinding to work out, oh, you could W turn this. Otherwise I'll just AD turn it. But W turning is massively overpowered in this game because W acceleration doesn't finish. You can just keep gaining speed. Ooh, managed to get that down ramp. Very nice. Oh, clean. Just onto the edge of the platform. Gapping across it all. Nice little run. Oh, this map. God. You just hate the colour blue after doing that. What's your greatest fear? Lightly see-through blue. Person doing the job interviews just looking at you like, what the fuck? Why'd you apply for a place at a job at a job in a glass making factory if you're scared of lightly translucent blue? Yeah, it's like the map was made by just randomly placing obstacles. It's not like it's one of those like not like there's actually a route, because if you do a good route between them at one point, you're going to be going like twice as fast, and then that's going to mean that you're going to be completely different to the next point. And slick maps are really difficult to get spacing on, because slicking isn't like hopping where you could get exact spacing. And same with rockets, like you can see all those rockets at the start were in the same place, same place, same place. And it was those micro adjustments that made the difference between getting through and not getting through. But slick, it's like you're going to be here, you're going to be there. You watch any start of a map with slick on it, and then it goes into hopping, you'll see everybody just all over the place through the slick, but yet everyone comes out the same speed in the same direction and aims for the same corner straight after. And it'll be massively different from run to run. I don't know what to say about any of these runs. I hope nobody notices that I'm not actually have a clue what I'm talking about. We haven't had a hardcore parkour map for a little while. I always fall in that gap at the end. I don't know why. It's like really not difficult to make it over. You get a double jump, and yet. There I am, completely plumbing it up. Always on a good run, and it's like, oh, and you're in the hole. Oh, what? That was an interesting way. Didn't lose any speed, because gained the speed going down that was lost on the way back up. Very nice. This map always reminds me of specific, like, type of Minecraft texture pack from about when I started playing. There's the ultra realistic but cartoony texture packs that were just super high detail while at the same time being just photos, but they always looked very cartoony because they were the way they were cut, and then they'd be cut to the edge of the blocks, but then they were always slightly wrong. And I think the reason they look cartoony was because the hyper-realistic style that has shadows in it, because it's actually a picture, but then the shadows are all going to be completely wrong compared to the shadows that are coming out of the game, and then the game shadows aren't particularly fancy. I do miss R3D Craft though. That was a good texture pack. Especially like, I know when they went to the smooth version, I liked it at first because it was new and interesting, but then after a while I kind of preferred the default, where it was still kind of 16 by 16. But at the same time, the smooth was way better for content creating type stuff. Couldn't quite make the catch. Still got the world record though. Can you imagine if DeFraG had drafting? Like, you could just draft behind people. That would be absolutely mad. It'd make team runs really interesting though. You just see guys doing chain gangs. Although I suppose it wouldn't really work doing chain gangs, because the whole idea of a chain gang is that you rest when you drop back down, and then you put more power on when you're on the front. But it doesn't matter because stamina doesn't exist in the game. So it wouldn't actually speed anything up, because you'd only be as fast as anyone could go. Might help you do team runs if you had like someone who wasn't quite as good at strafing though. You'd just bring like a mad strafer to get you from A to B. Just carry your Rocketeers. Which is basically how sprinting works in pro cycling. That was a big time save. I mean, it probably wasn't big over the world record, but... Ah. Is that the same map on the one before? No, stomach aches 4, stomach aches 5. So stomach aches 4, then 5. Nice. Nice. That was nice. Very clean. Very clean, bouncing on top of everything and keeping it all in. Oh, just getting the bottom of that. I guess ramp bugs must not be worth it for this. Because the standard route there is to surf down the ledges. Is that missing slick at the start? Because this is a shark map, and blue means slick, green means jump pad. Purple means plasma on the wall, or finish line. At one point, this was one of my best maps. I had a really good time on it. Then, slowly but surely, I've just not been able to improve my time. And everybody else seems to have. I need some, like, really good times, I think. Because every time I check the XDF rankings, I've, like, lost places and points. Then there's a couple of players who haven't lost places and points while not playing very much. And I'm pretty sure that's because they've got really good placings on certain maps, which means that they're gaining points off the back of more people playing that can't beat them, whereas I've just got consistently, like, everywhere is a good placement. And then a few really bad ones. We're all waiting for Vert at the minute. Nice. Sliding through that gap there. I don't go for that when I play that map. I don't have already map that's kind of got that sort of finish where you got to slide between the poles. Never dare go for it. Always go the slightly longer way around. I should brave it, to be fair. Most maps I'm like that. I'm fairly enough consistent on that within a bit I could take the risky route and save some time. That's one of my biggest problems, is not being able to see how I can improve my route. I'll just, like, get a route and then try and just strafe harder it. But sometimes that's not the best method. Because you kind of max it, or there's some sort of speed lock. Okay, Shiro again. So what mixture of the 3 routes we've now seen Shiro take are we going to see? We've seen the first route injection of the bounce off the wall. Now are we going to see up the slick through here? We are. But straight down rather than off of the... rather than kind of floating around up in the mid-air. Looks like Christmas, this map. Okay, note to self, checkerboard is slick. Oh, nice shot down into the target thing for a bit of bounce back, knock back, whatever it is. That's a really cool combo map, actually. Like, requiring the use of the combo weapons and everything. And a bit of slick, and a good, healthy bit of full strafe as well. Just to keep you on your toes. Pretty sure both of those pre-fires missed. But still got up very nicely. Bonk. Bug 73 backwards. What's COD 4 death for? I guarantee you this has copyright audio, because yep. Glad I muted it. That was pretty nice. We're still waiting for Vert. No idea what was going on. Just waiting for the guy. Could you get up into that? Doesn't even look like you could. That was pretty fast. I don't know if you got high enough from there where, or if you know, you'd be having to turn so tightly if you were closer. Nice little jump in there. Have we got a map where the sticking point is fitting down the hole? Oh, that was a nice restart after that. After that hole fall down straight into Just and we're off. I'm also now headcanoning because I'm just trying to think of how to explain what noise is. That's the sound of when you make a really sharp turn on a bike and you just go and you hear the tyres ripping. It's like also known as a shroup. And I'm now trying to headcanon that slick is like jumping onto... It's either you jump onto ice skates or free skates, if anyone's seen that. Nice. That's what I'm going to do. Every XDWC map review. Just nice. Run the next one. Nice. Free Skate 3? I mean, yeah, probably you can get it for free. I kind of want to get an old PlayStation or Xbox and get Skate 3. Or whichever console would be able to play the most games that I would enjoy out of a console. But at the same time, I'll probably be... In fact, I'll definitely be better off with a... just working out how to set up an emulator. Like, I know I've got the CPU power to emulate 360. And I never picked up an Xbox One because I never... I just never... None of the games really interested me. One of my mates was like, oh, you should get an Xbox One because then you could play Xbox 360 games on it. I was like, well, I didn't even play my Xbox 360 games on my 360 when I had it. Amnesia has this tag of no speed, but I'm pretty sure the guy's got speed. Huh. I've considered doing something like fanless type thing, but my room has absolutely no airflow in it. So it just kind of wouldn't work. I don't think. At least once I've, like... It would probably be fine if I didn't stream and record and game at the same time. But having to run a game and stream it and record it all at once. I do think I'm going to, when I next have to upgrade this computer, I'm going to try and do as much passive cooling as possible. Or upgrade to like quieter fans and stuff like that. The other one is potentially trying to do water cooling. which would be ridiculous for me, but would solve the problem of I can't be asked to dust out my computer, because only one thing would need dusting. Oh, nice. Wait, is there just straight up a invisible wall or invisible floor there? That looks a lot like an invisible floor that he just went through. Either that or the guy's got hacks. Ooh, nice corner. Very nice corner. That's so precise. But it also seems like one of those records... Oh, we've got more rockets. It also seems like one of those records that's... seems like it'd be so difficult to gain any time on. One, it's short, and two, it's like you've got to land on here. But at the same time, it's going to be one of those records where, at least at the start, you make the bit you have to make and everything else is slow because you don't care about it. And then it gets faster and faster. And then you've got to make it so that it all ties together. You're going fast for the start and not too fast to fuck up the next bit and stuff like that. Oh, that was nice. I love if you've got no weapons, the default crosshair's a mustache. That's a really fun, fun little Easter egg that only DeFraggers are ever going to see. Although actually no, that's untrue, because the tutorial level that Spike was making, if anyone ever makes a tutorial level, there'll probably be a bit with 0 weapons. Unless they just end up giving you a shotgun. By default. Just take the blaster away. Shotgun for shits and gigs. Could always give you a no weapon, no ammo shotgun. Just so you can slap buttons. Ooh, nice. Still do think Riffo's, the way like Riffo rockets, it's like very panicked. It's like, Still trying to get my own headphone volume correct. That was a good that was a really good set of rockets there. Those 2 on the flat ground. Really nice. And that is the bang on perfect trajectory. It does look panicked. It's like there's some people who their rocket style is very smooth. Like they half strafe backwards. Yours is literally like, oh shit, need a rocket. Oh shit. I know it's not, because of the amount of times you'll see the blast markings are still there, and it's like you're right on top of the hitting every single mark at the same time. You know way to put a rocket, just it looks that way. It's the same with like strafe styles. Some people are very, very like I'm very, very smooth when I transfer between the strafes, which is obviously a bad thing because I'm spending more time not strafing. But like all my mouse movements are smooth, whereas some people are like ping. Like Dizzy just looks like fucking ugh. Tazbot. Whizbot. Just fucking yeah, I know I need to snap more. But I tend to be a little bit smoother. Like this, like what radio's doing. Smooth around, smooth around. Oh yeah, absolutely. Why waste time? But it's like even when you're going in a straight line and you know you need to place a rocket, you're still flicking. And I know the reason that I don't flick is because of playing Instagib when I played Unreal Tournament. I used to flick to everything, and someone was like, slow the fuck down, wait for the guy to come through your crosshair. The reason we all play with an open circle crosshair, or the Unreal Tournament one, was you could have a plus with the centre cut out of it, and everyone was like, yeah, you just wait for that to go green. You stare at that, wait for it to change colour, click when it changes colour. I swear my accuracy went up 15% when I started doing that. Like, genuinely. Deathmatch accuracy. But yeah, trying to now break that habit to be super snappy. Like Malice. I mean, Malice has got a nice, in terms of strafing, a nice mix. It looks pretty, but it still snaps right to it. And yeah, there's Riffo, pure snap. And it's definitely like snap makes up massively, even if you like overshoot a tiny bit, especially because you snap to it and you start gaining speed again, and that overshoot kind of brings itself in, both on the fact that you're turning slightly into that overshoot, and the speed going up brings the space between the two sides further apart, which brings it closer to your being outside. Then you've got slick, where you've got to be both flicky and smooth at the same time. Slick, when you go this fast, to me, always feels like a balancing act, like you're trying to balance a ball on one finger without having it spinning, and you're just pushing it far enough across, and then you're going back the other way as you're over pushing the slick and losing speed, and under pushing the slick and not gaining any speed. You can tell this is a real vert because of the slapping. Oh, nice. I gotta finish this map at some point. I've rage quit in the next room after this one. And I don't know why. It's so... like, surely should be easy enough to do. Obviously, like, yeah, this is the really hard bit. But... oh, nice. Very nice. Okay. We go a little bit faster. Bloody hell, this Amino guy's rapid, isn't he? These are the sort of tracks where I just... like, they're good to watch, but I just know I wouldn't enjoy doing them. Because I love this game for flow. And things like this, when you get it right, like that, just so nice. And this, you're just flowing, you know? But these maps, they're just designed to stunt your flow. Like... and I guess in some ways, some of them can be done without stopping your flow. And that's kind of the idea. Yeah, tech maps. It's weird. Because it's the same thing with like tech maps in Trackmania or whatever. The whole point is to find the flow, but a lot of the maps in DeFraG for tech maps are designed to not let you have flow. It's like we know the physics. We know how it's going to go. It's like the new Trackmania style, the untransitional tech. Except untransitional tech can have flow because of the ridiculous way that Trackmania seems to always work, that stuff can have flow. Otherwise, I think people forget about the map. I think that's one of the other things there, is that if the map doesn't end up having flow, it gets forgotten about. Like specifically with Trackmania, the really famous tech map Hockalicious, which has had many, many world records and all of this, and virtual videos on it, and everything. And it's still played now, but the rest of the maps from that ESL league aren't played, and a little while ago I went through and played them all, like a couple of years ago, and I can tell why. Hockalicious is fantastic. It flows really nicely at like mid-skill level, but then still flows to really high skill level. The rest of them, I can see where the flow is if I was a bit better, and then I can also see where the flow stops. You know, there's a key, you can do it for the tournament, but then it kind of stops. So there probably is, like, you know, you can see the flow's getting there. Flow's getting there. I saw an interesting article as well on Pink Bike, which was about why beginners and pros love easy blue level trails. Blue level being the lowest. Well, green is like walking footpaths, but blue is the lowest specifically for mountain bikes. And the reason basically is beginners and pros love them, but intermediate players don't. Because beginners like them because they feel good and they still have challenging bits, but they also have resting bits. Pros love them because you can absolutely nail them. Oh shit, we're still at fucking 1.5 speed. You can like absolutely nail them and get them absolutely perfect, and they tend to be a bit shorter, so you can just lap and you can turn your brain off and you can enjoy the flow and just go boom, boom, boom. And it's fun. Effectively relax running on a bike. Intermediate people don't like them because they can't quite find the flow and they can't quite find the you know, they want to push that their limits and get better, but you know, blue is below them at that point, but then they're not quite good enough to really maximize the blue. Oh, that's nice. You don't often see the use of a secondary grenade in Xon. That was good. Then I'm stuck in the weird place where I am an intermediate rider, but I love blue tracks. Triple nade? Wow. I still love green tracks. Does help that I definitely don't overbike. I think that was the other thing they said, like, a lot of intermediate riders end up getting ridiculously good bikes. And then, you know, you jump up to that pro level bike and you got ridiculously good equipment. Oh, nice. Yeah, this is definitely a difficult map. I mean, any early DeFraG World Cup map is going to be fairly difficult, but especially any DeFraG, like Quake 3 DeFraG World Cup map where they expect you to plasma climb, because we can't plasma climb. Banana beat just jump. A legend. No, wrong one. Well, yeah, but the Hagar doesn't let you just point at your feet and climb, does it? You've got to use the mortar to, like, bump you up. Or can you? Did that get changed? No, yes. Because like all the records I've seen on maps like DeFraG, that DeFraG map, everyone does the mortar bit. And I suppose it could be just that. But I've found it difficult in the past to just climb with a Hagar. It's certainly not as easy. Because I did test... What map did I test? Tested some map from Quake 3. Trying to see if it'd work. And I'm pretty sure I couldn't make a climb without a rocket at the bottom. But on Quake 3 I was making it with a rocket, but it could have been like slick physics, because it was slick, up a ramp, then up a wall. And it was like easy Quake 3 to hit that. I even went back and did it without the marker. Turned off the vertical height marker thing. V-angle. God, I love those quality of life things in Quake 3 though, I do. Strafe HUD definitely more powerful than Seagaz Snap HUD and all that. But God. V-angle. Rocket trails. You can just give up if you've missed. It's like you're trying to do a double rocket stack in the corner of a... Do you? Shit. I need to turn that on. No, I had absolutely no idea. Like the little red marker. Or whatever colour you want. That just shows up when you're looking in the right direction. problem is I literally only know... Oh, no. Yeah, I mean the red... Oh, well, everyone uses red, but the marker that you can put down that is set at whatever degrees. I think it is 71. I think mine's set to 69 just for the memes. I will entirely take a slightly worse time and the impossibility of climbing certain things for jokes. I should probably turn that on. Yeah, because I've only ever seen this HUD, default HUD, because that's what Mirio was using for the DeFraG World Cup records, and my own HUD. So there's entire possibilities that there's major things that like everyone's using, and I've never seen them before. Whereas Quake 3, there was enough half-decent people that have streamed it, especially during DeFraG World Cup, and I was just constantly going into people's chats and going, what's that HUD element? Or any time someone would post like a screen fetch video thing. What's that? Oh, go on, have a clean end. Ah, oh, nice clean end. Nice clean end there from Banano. That was ridiculous. The amount of stuff going on there, the fact that it managed to actually lag. Nice. Moros. A rare record from the man himself. See, that's what we were talking about with flow. Like, that flows beautifully. You know, you hit, you land in the right place. Bounce, bounce, hit. Obviously, requires you to actually be good. But the flow's definitely there. Ah, that's why. I was wondering why you just completely missed the rocket. Didn't really see the setup for it, but yeah, that's why. Because you're jumping, and if you shoot a little bit early. Oh, that's good. That's good. I feel like we only just saw... What? Okay. Yeah, nah, fair play. Fair play, did not know you could make that cut. I was going to say, the last record we saw on that, I'm pretty sure, by Jaska. That cut definitely wasn't done. But also going around the wall at the gardens, when you exit the building. Just following that wall. I'm pretty sure the last record we saw didn't do that. It just sort of tried to stay inside. So super nice to see that the, you know, outside line. Keep your speed. I think there'd be a fair few DeFraG players who'd be surprised how well these sort of things apply to vehicle racing, real life vehicle racing, like cars and bikes. Following the inside and stuff like that. But also some of these interesting ways to slow down, like wiggling from left to right to slow down. That's a thing on a bike. You kind of brake and flick and go to the left and go to the right. And we need part 2. Magic. Yeah, that's another one. Like the Minecraft maps, they're really strangely work in Xonotic. I actually... Dog's going absolutely ham. Yeah, it's strange that they work in Xonotic, because I would have thought that skimming would be a really important thing. Dog is going for something. No one's even rang the doorbell. At least not that I recall in my head. He's happy now. Whoever was at the door must have come in. I like this track. Again, it's another one with a lot of flow. It's very good, very good. I still can't get the route. Like, it's one of those. I just can't get the route on. Ingus, I need to go back and get this map, because I played it the first day it came out and I just couldn't figure it, you know. The bounce pad didn't quite work, which just really annoyed me. That sometimes you'd hit the... not this one, but the bounce pad that you normally take up. And it just didn't work. It didn't give you enough push. So you barely made it. Which meant that if you stayed strafing when you hit it, you wouldn't make it. You then had to strafe like mad to get to the other side. I was just annoyed because good runs went down the drain to a dodgily set up bounce pad. Ooh, nice end there. Getting the last little boost of speed. Saving probably 200-300ths at least. Paste Dick rocks. Good to see Bert setting records with his... What the fuck? Okay. Hopefully Slapman is back for XDWC. Putting on a good show. That was me, not you. Also me, not you. Let me mute that. So those two messages indicate more messages coming through. That was just clean. It's just one of those runs you just look at and you're like, damn. Why did it not mute? I muted it. Oh well. And we bob our heads to the left, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the right. This map has flow. Really nice to run. This map's very difficult to find the spacing and find the flow on, but when you get it, it's really nice. Because there's so many things you can bonk on. But it's one of those things where it all snaps into place. This is one of those maps, I see it done and it's like, oh, that's beautiful, but I just cannot get it. Cannot get through the gaps, or I'll just bonk walls, or if I try going round. True of most rocket maps, to be fair, but you know. This is one of those maps with jumps in how fast you can go. No matter what you do, you'll always kind of jump. Get an improvement. And kind of jump in time. I know that that was an improvement of the smallest possible level, but my point still stands. Most people just get a little like a chunked improvement rather than a tiny bit, a tiny bit, a tiny bit. It's like all of a sudden the run comes together and boom, there's an improvement. Nicely done, nicely done. Oh, you could definitely get a bit of speed off that corner. Oh, that just looks dangerous. Oh, nicely done. Thread the needle, boom. Nice. These guys being passed probably had no idea that they were witnessing a world record. What's going on there? With me, Okay then. We have returned to the playlist. Smashing through at a pace now. I think I've got a pretty decent time on this map. Or at least I did the last time I played it. Managed to hit all of the key cut type things. More vert on Decree. Will it be a zero fails run this time? It was very close last time. I think we had one fail at the end, the very last section. And I feel like there was a fail somewhere before that as well. Might not have been a full drop down, but it was something. Nicely done. Brilliant. And then it looks like we're going to be clean all the way through. Beautiful. Clean run. Clean run. Always nice to see a run like that go clean. Nice. The rocket rampage has certainly started towards the end of this month. I've been told it gets even worse in the month after. But I'm definitely seeing it right now. It's cool, we're kind of seeing a back and forth between a few maps that are often played and a few maps that are less often played, less often seen in the world records. And then a few maps where it's like, yeah, that's nice to see that it got a new world record because, you know, we play that map a fair bit. Recognisable route, recognisable map. Pure jumping and hopping. And live as recording, about 7 minutes ago, because I haven't looked across at the game chat, got a new world record from Nature that there is a good chance we'll be seeing in next month's, or well, the August replay on FIOM3, F10M3. Then seems like he had a 35, so the time was a 36.64. I love how I'm just like talking about this. If someone watches these in the future, it's like, why is this so late? Yeah, I'm behind on recording these. Look at the upload date on the YouTube video. Then hopefully, shouldn't be too long before I manage to get Maze out. Trying to smash through them. This is such a weird map for Riffo, especially after we were talking earlier about like it needs to flow. Because this map's, or well, all Kota maps, they're not really designed to flow, but some of them you do find a flow in. And I guess that's probably why sometimes people are drawn to that sort of thing. Like, I know I'm drawn to trying to find flow in places that there really shouldn't be flow. You know, I take bikes that shouldn't be going down certain tracks and try to just push them through and find the cleanest line that involves the least braking and least arm battery. That was nice. I want to bring the term flow into DeFraG. If I can bring flow and shroud. I think that's a fair chunk cut off, actually. That from memory, the time we saw earlier in the video was 2 minutes something. Could be wrong on that, but let's see. Oh no, it's a 5-second time cut over Amino's time. Set 7 days after. Got the BFG. Crylink. Crylink is so powerful. The pull and everything. Oh, there's a Tide World record on this one, actually. That's interesting. And a tied second place. Tide World record, tied second place. Tied 6th. Wow. It's another one of those maps that's got a lot of different routes to it. Different people take different routes. Like, this isn't the route we've seen previously with records on this map. But that's cool. Oh, that was nice. That was really clean, really nice. It's also cool when the record you know, copying the Quake 3 one, especially for things like DeFraG World Cup, copying the Quake 3 one isn't the correct thing to do. It's usually pretty fast, but it's nice when there's a faster route that's possible. Nice. Nice clean on the backwards croutons. Oh, Shark 3, I like this map. Like this map indeed. It's a map that's all about figuring out your spacing and managing to hit the right spacing. And there's a couple of places you can get hung up, like those planks. They're physically higher than the rest. Oh, nice. Getting in behind there. I wonder if you can do the cut. There's a shortcut on this map where you bounce off of a house in the middle of that last section. Like, you don't go round all those pillars. You cut over and bounce off a house. I don't know if it's possible because there might be a checkpoint, which isn't optional in Xonotic, but is optional in Quake 3. And also, I don't know if we'd be able to do it, or if it relied on the slightly more powerful, like, true double jump. It'd be interesting to see, though. Because it was mad to see when that map was walk up for a week. Oh, that was that end. Like, no trying to keep your speed. Just stop as close as you can to the door and get a quick flick. And God, I wish we could just turn off that sound. This map clips perfectly. No problems whatsoever with this map. Oh, nice turn. Smooth and round and over. Guys on fire. Big time save over the previous run there as well. I assume that previous run wasn't anything close to the world record, like at the time. Or probably wasn't even close to Riffo's own PB, but it's interesting. Sometimes you'll see very small improvements. That's where the record lies, sort of thing. And sometimes you'll see big chunky improvements, even if the world record is a self-improvement only by a tiny amount. It's interesting, being 0.25 behind and now 0.4 ahead. Yeah, like this, 0.77. There's no way that's an absolute chunker. Yeah, that was a 1 second improvement. Cool, simple 4. So it was a fairly chunky improvement, but not that much. Potentially a fairly chunky improvement over Foreverlast's previous PB. But the previous world record at that time was 0.4 seconds behind, and it was a 1.6 or something improvement over the run on the server at the time, sort of thing. But those splits are based off of the local players' splits compared to whoever's playing on at the time. And there are some players, including, I believe, Foreverlast, who prefer to log out every once in a while, log back in, and just to reset their splits. You know, if you got a bit of a weird split or whatever. Especially since it's golden splits. Or like the best time you ever turned up to that corner. So if you cut a corner massively and that's completely not your route, you'll always be red at that point. Day 4000 of asking for splits versus PB. Okay, this map. Every time I play this map, I feel like I've got the hang of it, and then I just don't. This bit, pretty solid with, you know, doing this. Okay. Slightly different, but probably slightly different spacing, slightly different speed. Only really the last two jumps that were any different to what I would normally go with. Then here, you get it down, yeah. And then it always feels to me like luck to not land on the back of one of those. And then, yeah, it's just aiming your way to the finish with the wobble that's given to you. Nicely through. This map's a tricky map to get right as well. Kind of need, like there, both of those were very close to bonking, but were just on the side to the good. And then you're skimming round, nearly clipping that, grazing walls, just everything. Just getting super close up and personal to every wall on the circuit. Good run. Okay, sorry about any sort of jumpy stuff that just happened. I tried to do a really smooth cut, and I think I messed it up. But, yep. It's like a podcast, only crap. Also, I need to sort out some music for this. I watched some of the video back to see, like, audio levels and stuff. And, yeah. It's not good. I'm glad that Kota race map. I like that Kota race map, Kota race 19. I do like it. It's nothing special, but it shows a good section of Xonotic, I think. I still wish I could do 1080p, not 60, because 720 looks crap for some reason. Nicely done. Looks so casual as well. That's the thing, the way Shiro does rockets compared to what we were talking about, Riffo. Shiro just looks chill. Guy's not panicking. Good bounces there. Strafed all the way into the ramp and then turned around and managed to get it. Nicely done. I bet even if I got a really clean cut for the 2 recordings, everyone would know. Just because, like, I go from being really quiet right at the end to quite excited. Because it's a new day. And I feel like I've got to be excited. I think it's hitting the record button. Because I know I've done long sessions of dual maps, dual recordings, where I'm just like 2 hours later, still hyped at the start of it. Because I hit record. Although to be fair, duals are a little different to this because you tend to get really good right at the end. You'll be like, oh, nothing's happening. Then boom! Everything happens. Last 2 minutes of the game. Whereas here, we take what we take. And most of it is pretty good. But yeah, I need to start. I was doing it before I stopped doing these recordings. And it didn't really work out because I think I did it in April, waiting for this one, and then this never happened. But I tried to play some of the maps that I realised I really couldn't commentate on. I tried to push myself to find them, to look at them. I did play the Vano maps, the Minecraft Vano maps, to understand how they felt, to understand how crispy some of these jumps are. It feels like playing Minecraft when you don't know what you're doing, but then you get the hang of it after about an hour of playing them. I got the hang of it. I think I only finished one. I think I picked a fairly easy one to finish. I think Skyver now I finished. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I finished Skyver now, and Jaska was like getting ridiculously good times, but still not beating his record at the same time as I was doing it. Guy's mad. That is a 20-minute record. Super technical. If you're interested in these records, one, if you find a record that is, I know we're deep into this and no one's going to watch this bit, but hey, if you're here, you're probably the likeliest to watch this. If you want me to look at a record, tell me. I'm in fact going to record a little bit and put it at the start, I think. I think I'm going to like jump cut the start and just have a little bit that says, look, these sort of records, tell me. I'll put them at the front. I'll put them at the front of the playlist. And we'll go through them. You know, we'll watch them. We'll hope that the internet doesn't crap out and die. Looks like some of these bits are like even this. It's not that it's only just possible. It's that you have to be pretty damn spot on to get it. Like, you can't half-arse it. The average... This second playlist I've got, the average... Are we still on this section? Wow. This section's brutal, clearly. It must be brutal on checkpoints, then. Because that looks clean enough. That checkpoint probably takes you all the way back. No. Okay. Oh. Jaska goes all the way back. Interesting. Interesting tactic. It's like Jaska's practicing. I want to see this again because he's like getting that mint, and then he actually purposefully hops himself back to the start. So this run's probably like 4 minutes long if he didn't keep doing this. The fact that this is record though is interesting. You'd have thought if you're doing this sort of practice it wouldn't be record, but maybe he was playing this just before the reset. Interesting, I hope we see it next month. Maybe. But you'd have thought you'd have it. You'd have thought if there was a checkpoint, or not a checkpoint, but a respawn section. Like he's trying to get up there. You'd have thought if there's a respawn section, it's possible. But maybe it's one of those ever so slightly different compared. Nah, you can get up there. Find the last time he respawns at that checkpoint. Okay, watching from here, I believe this is the last time he's going to respawn. Because that's the thumbnail I just got. Beautiful. Never mind. Current record 27. Yeah. 27 seconds, by the way, rather than the 24 minutes of this. This must put the average. So the average time of this is 50. Yeah, you could get up there. That's the finish. He's clearly going for some practice there for some reason. Yeah, the average length is 51 seconds of that playlist. So that 24-minute one. Really pushing the average up. Good map though. I think kind of thinking about it in my head the whole way through seems good. So it'll be interesting when we get to that in a few months. In a few months we'll get to that new record. This record always looks so tight to me. Because other than that last section, it's pretty much the same as what most decent runs do. It's just you get more and more speed, and then eventually you get to that last section with enough speed to do the supercut. And it's one of those where you can kind of never have enough speed as long as your spacing doesn't go, because there's the wall after, so you just kind of into the wall. That corner is so difficult to do. I think I've done it once, and I'm pretty sure I bonked the run after. Nice and clean and crisp and good. Which map was that? There's usually a little bit of a delay. And that message came through too soon for you to have typed it for this map. This is one of those maps that's hard when you're stuck between spacings. It's fine when you get in your PBs and then you go too fast and you're stuck between spacings for a bit. This is a hard map. This is one hard map. Not falling in these holes, not falling in that one. Remembering which exit to take around here. Then to not just auto-fall in any of those holes. Getting up there without bonking. This bit, we're literally stopping to turn so that you get down it. That's how abusive. I did not know there was water there, I don't think. Oh no, I'm thinking of the other map. Okay, same point. I was thinking of the map that's literally that map backwards. So it's a good map when we see a 2337 record. Elbamoop. Oh wow. Back-to-back finishes in a world record video. Absolutely unheard of. Imagine showing this to someone who has only ever played Quake 1. Like that slick movement. Who's only ever played Quake 1 and has You know, when they just found out about bunny hopping and thought that was the fastest they'll ever go. Or hell, someone just strafe wiggling in Doom. That map sucks because it's just a bit of luck getting the lineup perfect and not losing too much speed, and it's all in the pre-run. Because once you hit the lineup and you don't lose all your speed, that's it. You just go. Slick is madness, but at the same time, it's... yeah. I think it's one of those things where you could explain it to them and say, look, this is zero friction floor. Because effectively, slick is just strafing. But because you're on the ground, you have higher acceleration. Like, rockets make sense. If you understand rocket jumping in any video game, you can understand why this is so fast. But I always feel like slick is just the ultimate. It's like slick's like the insta-gib of this game. You know, anyone can do it and pick it up really easily, but some people might laugh at it for being too easy. But, you know, there's much more to it, especially when you start to get into like no jump cuts and realizing when you're in the air and not doing turns when you're in the air because you'll lose speed. Stuff like that. I need to just force 720 60, don't I? Get at least decent quality on the videos. Perfect. Oh, it might be the last skill you learn, but it's something that if you were presented slick, then you would be able to easily pick it up. Much easier, I think, than strafing. Strafing's a lot harder to explain to a new player than slick is. Especially if you didn't have the strafe bar. Strafe add-on. Nice. Oh, please don't buffer. That's just rude. Oh god. That completely confused me, that like change in angle. Oh wow. Very rare that you see like spinning platforms actually used in Xonotic and moving stuff like that as well. It's also cool how this map has the blaster for a bit. Kinda like this is definitely a Xonotic specific map, you know, because it's got the blaster and you're actually intended to use it. Gives me that feeling of like deathmatch, you know, because you've always got the blaster, always a tool. Like visible poles, really? Nice. That was a nice clean run for that sort of thing. For a map that clearly can never get any flow. Is this another one where we had this earlier in the records where GPL2 and GPL2 quad were, the quad was like 0.02 faster. I'm not sure you even get the quad. This map always confuses me because I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to have a rocket? Because there's 2 rocket marks right at spawn. Wait, what the fuck? Oh my god. This map has... Wait... I remember this. This record for some reason didn't record on the server. And because it's the first sub 3... Fucking Amino recorded it with ridiculous music and colour changing and stuff like that. Amazing. Let's just jam out. Let's just chill out, jam out. And I'm probably going to have music for the next ones. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Maybe it's just going to be in-game music, Xonotic's in-game music. Bring that volume down a little bit so you can actually hear me? Absolutely jamming. That was nice, that ladder double jump. It's just a really good run, innit? Like, just clearly really going for it with all these little skips. Like the double jumping over stuff instead of trying to stay safe. Just really putting the extra into it. Always moving. You know, very rarely, other than the end ones, is there a backtrack. And even there, like, you stop to set up a big jump cut. Nicely done. I like how the speed record on this map is most likely ridiculous compared to what it actually is. Although, unless you can... Like, the speed record currently for this run, the top speed is like 400 max. But I reckon the speed record, if there's no safety net of falling down, the speed record will be pretty high because you'll just yeet off the edge, and as long as you don't get caught by a checkpoint, you probably can go all the way down and just gain and gain and gain until you fall out of the world. Though I don't know if a speed record saves if you don't finish your run, so potentially you also can't do that. But there we go. Bang in run. Bang in run. And now we go back to the complete silence and step noises of DeFraG. Sometimes it is nice to just play like this. I do sometimes, like most of the time I turn the I have sounds off in Xonotic, but sometimes I turn them on and just play with no sounds in the background, nothing, just... apparently it does save the speed record without finishing a run, so I may go and get the speed record on a couple of wall Vano type maps by yeeting myself off the side and strafing really hard from the top. Oh, that was really nice finish. That's a huge time saved by skipping the... having, like, managing to get through. That was a nice turn. Just enough to get round. No extra slowdown done. Boom, win. Lick hooah. That's a really good indication. We just saw Shirasaki, who just looks where they need to, and then shoots the rocket when they need to, and then Riffo, who's like looks dead ahead, then flick, flick, flick. Both are very viable, as indicated by them both having world records. In fact, I'm pretty sure that one of the Shiro maps we've seen, Rifo's also had in this month. Oh, that was nice. That was really nice, that last little bit, stopping and flicking and cutting the corner round. Very nice. Oh, that start of that map is tough. Getting the circle jump right to the point where it's fast and lands you in the right place. Pretty tough. And then you just go and bonk the next corner. Nicely up. It's one of those difficult to sort of talk about maps for me, because I got no idea what's going on, but that feels like a shortcut, but it clearly isn't, because that pings you straight into that gap, and it's green to green. Stuff like that. Good map, half hard map. Yeah, if that's the intended route, that's the route you got to take. Yeah, down that's hard. Four black sheep. An interesting map, because I think it's actually the first map on the list. I think if you go to the website, XDF website, linked there. And then maps. Oh no, apparently we got a load of 0 ups plus 0 ups and stuff. Oh yeah, it used to be like third. Before these 0 ups ones came in, it was 42 episode 1, 4 and 4 black sheep. Ooh, nice start. That always gets scarily close to the front. Like to hitting your head on those sections. No, it's unlikely that you will, because it's probably... Like, you only get the same amount of height from each bounce. Just feels like more when you're going faster, because of course you kind of... The ground drops away from you. So we're probably not going to hit them, but it would be an interesting thing if it ever was like, oh, you can hit these. You'd kind of want to go diagonal to diagonal, taking a slightly longer route but keeping more speed by the end, meaning that in the flat section you'd have more speed. No buffering. Thank you. Oh, this bit. You can clip those edges between the red, like here, the pinky red, and the grey. They're actual clippable edges. Absolutely brutal. That was mad. I don't know why, but this feels faster than the last run that we saw on this map. Quite a few records here on Cool QM, actually. Nicely done. Very little speed loss there. Very clean round that corner. Nice. Nicely done. Oh, the nice little pre-jump to get the 600 up start speed from falling off the side. Oh, nice. Really big improvement there. And straight up to the top. And apparently, unless that's broken, that is it. That is the last record that was uploaded in April. So, there we go. Thank you very, very much for watching all these. I'm going to stick the bit at the start. Congratulations to all these lovely names that are on the screen. These are all the records. Some of them weren't recorded because of like how long till a video comes out. But yeah, we're through it. We'll be back for the next one. It should be not too long if you're watching this as it came out. Maybe it's already uploaded. Then once I'm caught up, it will be every single month except when I can't be asked. Yeah. Thank you very, very much for watching. Yeah, suggest stuff. I'll go put this at the start. Cool. Cheers. See ya.